The Sapugaskantha Oil Refinery was temporarily shut down once again.
The manager of the refinery, Neil Jayasekara, noted the refinery was shut down due to a delay in the arrival of the stocks of crude oil. Activities of the Sapugaskantha Oil Refinery came to a standstill at midnight yesterday. Manager of the oil refinery, Neil Jayasekara, noted that activities at the refinery will resume when they receive stocks of crude oil. He noted that they would use this time period to carry out maintenance work on the machinery at the centre. However, trade unions charged that officials did not act to procure crude oil even though they were aware that their stocks were running low.
We informed the officials very clearly that for 2 weeks we haven't received crude oil required for the refinery. They lowered the output of the refinery. We stated that the country is losing millions because of this. We requested them to take immediate steps. They announced on the 7th that 2 ships are on their way and activities of the refinery will not be hampered. The country needs approximately 300 to 350 million metric tons of kerosene on a daily basis. We produce about 85% of this kerosene. When activities at the refinery come to a halt, we need to import all the kerosene. We produce 40% of our petrol as well. Jet fuel, which brings us valuable foreign exchange, will have to be imported fully. We will lose the profits that we stand to make through it. The cost of importing all this will exceed 100 million. The employees worked tirelessly to ensure that the refinery functions. The officials at the refinery attempted to ensure that the refinery functions. However, officials at the ministry, the senior officials at the CPC as well as the government did not focus their attention on this matter. Moreover, the administration that comprised of fraud, corruption and inefficiency have forced for the refinery to be shut down. They have failed to focus their attention solely because of the need to rip off the petroleum resources. There is a conspiracy behind the shutdown of the refinery. They have removed the name of the company that imported substandard fuel from the blacklist. They have gone through 4 or 5 agents and have begun purchasing fuel once more. When we make emergency purchases, we need to pay a very high price. They continue to impose taxes on the public to keep up these activities.
There is storage space for 40 days of crude oil at Sapugaskantha. So why wasn't there sufficient quantities stored in case the particular ship didn't arrive? Usually we buy refined oil to bridge the gap between what can be produced, what can be refined at Sapugaskantha and the actual requirement. I mean, you don't need to buy the 100% requirement of kerosene oil, for instance, when only 10% is required and 90% comes across the process at Sapugaskantha. So it seems that there is a complex game that is being played.
Sapugaskantha Oil Refinery shut down on a number of occasions. The refinery was forced to shut down on 4 occasions in 2012. Sapugaskantha Oil Refinery non-operational once again. Trade unions. Refinery closed down temporarily due to the lack of crude oil. Trade unions charge that the Sapugaskantha Oil Refinery has not been restored to normal. Today, steps were taken to temporarily shut down the refinery. CPC. Cause: delay in supply of crude oil. Sapugaskantha Refinery manager. Why haven't the officials been able to rectify shortcomings present at the main fuel supplying center in the country? For the attention of the officials.